In this video, I'm going to be going over 3 pretty interesting ways of potentially earning an extra $1,000 per month, and all of them require basically no special skills at all. And I'm not going to be talking about the ones that you always see at the beginning of articles whenever you look up side hustles that make you a lot of money. I'm talking about things like freelance writing or tutoring or making an online course or something like that. Those all require special skills and a little bit of knowledge to be able to do, so we're not going to be talking about those in this video. I don't need to see any more articles or videos telling me that I need to write an ebook. I don't want to write an ebook. It's not going to happen. Stop telling me that. Anyways though, so let's start. And this first one I'm going to talk about is one that I'm actually kind of excited about because it kind of has one of those almost too good to be true kind of vibes. It's also one that I have not really seen many other YouTubers or people talking about, but having said that, I also don't really watch other YouTube videos when I'm researching ones for myself because I don't really want to come off as someone who steals ideas or straight up copies other videos. But anyways, this first one is being an online transcriptionist. So the basic idea with this is that even though voice to text technology, try saying that 10 times fast, is still pretty good, but it has a lot of ways to go before it can be perfect. And because of that, many businesses are still in need of people to do basic audio transcription work. For this side hustle, you would basically be listening to a recording or watching a video and essentially just writing down everything you hear. Now, of course, this is not the most glamorous of side hustles, but it does have the potential to earn a pretty respectable amount of money over time. And that is even more so true when you're able to sort of establish yourself and get the experience needed to do this effectively. The website Rev, for example, will pay people to transcribe recordings and videos anywhere between 30 cents to $1.10 per minute of video, and that jumps up to as much as $3 for translating videos from a different language. So I admit it, that does not really sound like a lot of money. We're talking about less than $1 here for most of this, but let's do some quick math and actually look at how much you could be making over time. So let's say for simplicity, you're making $1 per minute of video or recording or whatever you're transcribing. If you think about maybe an hour-long recording or an hour-long video or an hour's worth of transcription, that's $60. And of course, $60 in an hour is $60 an hour. If you're able to maintain that $1 per minute, over 16 and a half hours, that would be $1,000. So if your goal is to make an extra $1,000 per month, that would equate to about a half an hour a day of transcription, assuming the $1 per minute rate. Of course, though, this is under the most ideal of conditions, and you most likely would not be getting that high of a rate per minute until you've established yourself and gotten a little bit of experience. But anyways though, I will be leaving a link down below, a non-affiliate link by the way, to the Rev website if you wanted to check it out for yourself. Now this next one is actually super interesting as well, and it will require a bit more effort on your part because you'll actually have to physically be doing something outside of the house, so bear that in mind when I'm talking about this. Charging public scooters and e-bikes. So if you live in a bigger city, I'm sure you've seen these public scooters from companies like Bird and Lime before. They're becoming more and more popular every year as a green and pretty easy form of public transportation. However, they are all electric, which means they need to be charged pretty regularly, almost every single day. And that is where you come in. These companies will use individuals kind of like as independent contractors to go collect the scooters, charge them, and then put them back out into the public for everyone to use. For example, Lime has this program for people to become what they call lime juicers. Real clever guys. The people juicing these scooters take them to their house, charge them there, and then bring them back out to the public, and Lime will pay them for doing so. Now I can't speak specifically to how much you're going to make by doing this, but I've read reviews that have said that you could be making anywhere between $5 to $12 per scooter, with the average being about $8. However, I did see one article that said that depending on a number of factors, you could see scooters that pay you to charge them upwards of $20. Now again, that might not sound like a lot of money, especially when you consider the effort that is going into this to get the scooters, bring them back to your house and set them up to charge. But let's do some quick math again to kind of get down to the finer details. So let's say you're picking up scooters every single night and you're getting that average $8 per scooter charged. If you pick up even just 4 scooters, which is the number of chargers you get for free by the way, you can expect to be making about $900 per month. just to pick up 4 scooters, bring them to your house, charge them overnight, and then bring them back out in the morning. Now, before you go start signing up for this, because that does sound like it's pretty easy money, I will fully admit that this is a gross oversimplification of this entire process. This does not include at all the extra driving time to go pick up the scooters, the 7 a.m. cutoff for getting them back out in the streets. If you don't get them back out by 7 a.m., they do not pay you. The other people who are most likely going to be competing with you for these scooters, and the vehicle that you need to be able to actually transport these around. And that's not even mentioning that Lime is only really available in a lot of major cities, which means that that extra driving time could actually account for a substantial amount. But the fact of the matter is, with this whole process, is that if you make a plan on how you're going to get these scooters and charge them, stick to it, and are consistent with it, you can actually make a very good amount of money on the side doing this. All right, this last side hustle on the list is actually one that I have a lot of experience with, and I am very enthusiastic about it, and that is selling used items. Yeah, I know, I said I would avoid the obvious ones, but I have had a great amount of success with this, so I really want to emphasize the fact that you can make really good money very quickly doing this. Now, the fact of the matter is that we all accumulate extra stuff over time, and when those things no longer serve a purpose to us, they most of the time end up just collecting dust in a closet somewhere. But I can personally guarantee you that no matter what it is, as long as it is in good shape, there is someone that is out there that is willing to buy these things, because one person's trash is another person's treasure. And it's honestly, right now, never been easier to sell stuff to other people online. Places like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay, Mercari, LetGo, and what seems to be an endless number of apps are here to help you connect with potential buyers. And it goes without saying, if you have some decluttering to do, you might as well make some money doing it too. I've actually been doing this a lot with the app Mercari, and over the last couple of weeks, I've managed to make just over $500 just selling items that I either don't use anymore or don't want anymore. Like, for example, I sold this old leather wallet of mine for $10 when I got a new one as a gift. I also sold my old Guitar Hero Live guitar controller, the dongle that comes with it, and the game itself, because Guitar Hero Live is dead, and I don't know exactly what this person wanted with it, but I was able to sell it to him for a decent amount of money. Honestly, this is just realistically a win-win situation for everyone. You're able to get rid of old stuff, make some money, and someone is getting a new to them item that I'm sure they will use a lot more than you have been. On a serious note, just always remember that if you are meeting someone in person, to be safe, always meet them in a public place during the day. Now, the biggest shortcoming of selling stuff to people online is that it is not a long-term thing. You can't consistently make a lot of money per month selling stuff to people. Eventually, you're just going to be sitting naked in an empty apartment if you continue to sell your stuff. Which is why, if you actually really enjoy this process, you could consider flipping items. Now again, this is very similar to selling things online. The only difference is that when you are selling stuff online, you are selling things that you have recently purchased for yourself that you bought with the intention of selling for a higher price later. Flipping items can be a really easy way to keep your online growth going. And actually, there are a lot of really interesting stories of people who have had great success flipping stuff. Like this person, for example, who turned $0 into nearly $2,500 simply by selling items he already had and using that money to buy and flip other items in less than 3 months. Or the Kyle McDonald story, in that he literally started with a trade of a single red paperclip for something slightly better, and he kept trading up and up for better and better items until he was able to trade for, get this, a role in a movie for a house. And this all happened over the course of less than a year. Imagine less than 12 months you were able to go from having just like a tiny piece of office supplies to literally being a homeowner. This is a true story, by the way, and I will leave a link down below in the description for the wiki page that shows the entire timeline and every trade that he made to get that house. And of course, comment down below if there are any things that you think would be just as good or better than these 3 that I've already laid out. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on those, and also on the ones that we touched on here, so please leave those down below. Like the video if you liked it, disliked it, you know which button to push, and I will see you in the next one.